it was just, I think he did things and then thought about it like 2 seconds after it. Mostly Joe, as far as working matches with him, because Mercury was, I've worked him several times, and he's always been top notch in the ring. I don't know why he'd want a tag partner like that, because I think he made his matches look a lot worse than Mercury is. And one weak link in the match like that with 4 guys, one offbeat personality can just ruin the whole match. So I never had a fun match working anybody there except Maze and Jerry and Vortex.
Did you work Mikey Webb or Nick Wonder?
I don't know if I worked them singles, but I think a few tag spots we've been in there with them, stuff like that. They were good.
Rocket
was good. Booger was good. They just, I don't know. I guess he tried to create the hardcore vibe so much that it just ended up not being.
Didn't you eventually win their tag belts?
Yeah, I think when we showed up, they went over the plans, which were never plans really, more like suggestions. And it was supposed to be yada yada. We go over, get the belts, get on the mic, tell them we would challenge, let them have their rematch challenge kind of deal or whatever, and then leave. And apparently, Crazy Joe, I guess he saw us with the belts and got belt sick or something, and said, "Those are my belts," because he like was trying to get us to not leave, and he started doing like, I don't know if he started doing like a 5 more minutes gimmick, but I think he was trying to get us back in the ring. And then, as far as I know from what I've heard, I'm pretty sure he wanted us back in the ring so they could pin us and take the belts back off of us right then.
Didn't he have a weapon?
Which made no sense. Yeah, and doing this with a tennis racket with barbed wire in it is not the best way to entice some workers back into your ring, mind you. So me and Will are on the outside with the belts, saying, this match is already over with. We're getting the hell out of here. I think we did end up getting the hell out of there. I don't even remember what happened storyline-wise or anything after that.
Yeah, I think you just had the belt stripped and you never came back.
Probably.
If I recall correctly, what happened was I think he wanted you in the ring to promo or something about the next match, and because you guys, he didn't tell you beforehand because he did things on the fly. Right. You guys were gone, and you're like, we're not going back in there. They didn't tell us to do this. So he's like, if you don't come back in 15 seconds, we're going to take those belts off you, trying to get you back in there. Mm-hmm. You didn't pick up on the Iggy, and they took him away.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. High-quality stuff. It was actually fun until the man in charge was telling us he was going to start competing with Vince on the internet. He was going to run internet shows and compete with Vince out of his shed in Alabama. I mean, I thought he had some credibility up till that point, and then I was like, well, he really doesn't understand what he has here.
There was an incident I was not there for. There were 2 gentlemen. They were a tag team.
Oh, the Arabs.
All right, you said it. Jihad Warriors.
Aren't they from Arabia?
Mississippi.
Oh, yeah.
That was Louisiana.
That's right next to Kuwait.
Ooh, whatever. There apparently was a big 10-man tag match.
Yeah, it was one of those unnecessary clusterfucks of a match that they put together.
The one who doesn't talk much started beating you about the body.
Well, what I remember of that is I'm standing on the outside because there's 90 wrestlers in the match, and I'm just standing there trying to pay attention. And next thing I know, I'm getting hit in the back with a chair, so I start selling it. And they started...
Did you have to sell it? Did it feel like you had to sell it?
No. I started selling it and was working, or so I thought. And, I just sold the chair, so I was letting them, do their heel thing or whatever. And watching the video afterward, I realized it was like probably 2-3 minutes after that chair shot that I realized that they were seriously trying to hurt me. And that point came when the queer one went ahead and reached for my cruise missile, should I say. And but that's one thing I have a very quick natural reflex to block away from and defend. And as soon as I knew that my Jimmy was on the line there, I kind of, I was like, what the fuck is going on? So I basically grabbed his arm, tried to, shove him away from me or whatever, and I just got up and straight walked out the back, pissed off, obviously. And I went right from the ring, right to the back, right into the locker room, right up to Crazy Joe, and I said, do you have any idea why your boys are shooting on me out there? Because I have no idea. And to Joe's credit, it seemed like he was pissed off about it, and he got up and chewed him out pretty good about it. And
I guess after the match? Or
I think they'd come back through the curtain and the match was still going on.
Like after you?
Yeah, I think so. And somehow we all ended up outside by the entranceway. And they were still a little steamed until Joe comes out and started, what the fuck are you guys doing? And you don't do that unless I tell you it's all right and this kind of shit. Apparently it had something to do with Crazy Joe's daughter that the Jihad manager, who was 40 or something, had a crush on, and thought that, and I guess she had a crush on me, so I guess he thought that I was fucking around with her or something. So they felt it necessary to shoot on me, I guess you'd call it. Big guys like that, you'd think they'd just tear me up in a second, but it took me 2 minutes to realize they were even pissed off at me. I don't know if they even realize what a shoot is, but yeah, it's just that really encompassed the unprofessional nature of the whole promotion.
Was that the final straw for you for IWC?
Yeah, I think so.
Should have been Mays.
At the end of the night, Joe had talked to me enough, and I told him I'd come back, but I don't know if I ever did. He was telling the one that was grabbing at my nuts that he was going to work me the next week or whatever it was and put me over clean and all that shit. And I told him I don't want to work with people that are unprofessional like that, and I don't see anything getting gained out of that. And as far as I was concerned, as long as I didn't have to work them again, I was fine with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's pretty much it. And IWC, apart from some of the workers in IWC, who were pretty good, it was just a turd falling out of an ass every week. It's the best way I could describe it.
We got a few more minutes.
In a classy manner.
In a classy, you're right, the classiest, of course. We have a few more minutes. There's a few more promotions I wanted to get out of the way that I know that you've worked for, that are still around. Did you work for Cletus, AWF?
Yes.
What are your thoughts on Cletus?
Mays got the booking, told me it was out in the middle of Alabama somewhere, a couple hours away. And I asked how much we were getting paid, and Will said he'd give us 15 or 20 a piece or whatever. And I'm like, that's, well, I guess I'll do it, but that ain't really worth going all the way that far. And I think we started working Jerry or something like that too, or I did anyway. Is that right?
The tag, it was me and Cruze against you and
that match on my birthday, that was there too, wasn't
yeah,
it?
that's the one that I remember.
The one with the manager?
Yeah, that I snogged, yeah.
Among other things.
No, snog pretty much covers everything.
Snog means kiss.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it meant anally ream.